What up, guys? James from Bolt Bros here to talk about Justin Herbert in 2025 and the expectations that we want to see from him this season. He's got a lot of weapons, a lot of new tools around him, a lot that you could basically say he should have his best season this year. But once again, would you switch quarterbacks in 2026 if it doesn't pan out this year for Justin Herbert? Kind of a wild idea, but once again, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Bolt Bros, let's go.
Bolt Bros.
All right, guys. Once again, appreciate all the love and support. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel if you've not. We appreciate all the love and support. Once again, we always appreciate you guys putting in some comments below about the subject matter at hand. Justin Herbert, 2025 version of Justin Herbert that we're going to get. Now, it's kind of wild to be able to kind of think about, Justin Herbert. I mean, he has been ranked even to some people out there and the experts, analysts out there have put him at the 8th best quarterback in the league. And, understand that. Why would he be at that point? Well, a lot of the analysts even said that he just can't show up and win the big game when necessary. Now, I will put a lot of different things on this with Justin Herbert. I mean, he's basically gone through a couple different coaching regimes. He's basically had some, blunders basically in the playoffs. I can't put it all solely on him. It takes a team to make it work, right? There's no I in team, right? I believe that's the saying. And, Justin Herbert's got all the tools and intangibles to do it. And it's very interesting to be able to kind of reflect on some of the comments that Greg Roman had about him, talking about moving him around a little bit more, which I felt like he should have done that last year. Now, albeit he did get injured a little bit too last season, plantar fascia, ankle injury, kind of made him a little bit more stagnant, to which Greg Roman even kind of alluded to that and talked about that in that interview some time ago. I think all around, you're going to expect a high level Justin Herbert this year, even more high level. In my opinion, I think you're going to get a very healthy Justin Herbert this year. Another year under Ben Herbert. Once again, I think that guy is going to do miracles for this team, which even to say last year, think about like Dan Henley with a shoulder situation, torn labrum, was able to still go out there and do his thing and make things happen. There was a lot of guys, even in training camp. I remember Jamari Sawyer went down and it seemed like it was going to be a dire situation. He was still able to come back. I mean, even subject that we're talking about here with Justin Herbert, he had some foot situations, ankle injuries, still going out there and performing. Bottom line, what I'm saying is that you're going to get a second year with Ben Herbert, with Justin Herbert. You're going to get a healthier Herbert. Now, you even kind of look at Justin Herbert in training camp, or I should say OTAs. He seems a little bit bigger, seems a little bit stouter, seems a little thicker as a body. I think he's going to be built better and built different this year. And I think he's going to have an extremely healthy season. Now, do I feel like he's got a great shot to be able to be at an MVP level this year? Absolutely. Even to say last year, I felt like he even had MVP-like type games where he did look very, very solid. Now, you also have a lot of different things around Justin Herbert and additions and weapons and everything too out there that is going to elevate his game. Last year, Jim Harbaugh basically said this is good. The 2024 Chargers offense was going to be the worst offense that he's going to operate under. And what did they do this offseason? I mean, they went buck wild with offensive weapons to make sure Justin Herbert's going to be protected and also to be able to have as many weapons as he possibly can to be able to be the best he can be all around. Now, once again, Justin Herbert last season, it's like the offensive stats last year weren't bad at all. I mean, he actually had his statistically his highest rated year of his career, 101.7 quarterback rating, 23 touchdowns, 3 picks all season, 3,870 yards. That is some great stats. Now, you would love to be able to see an uptick in those TDs. But once again, I think it was kind of going on limited resources last year for the wide receiver room. Obviously, we've added a lot of weapons there too. And then, even to say the running back room was shaky all last year too. We've added weapons there too. So bottom line, this should be the best version of Justin Herbert that we get in 2025. And I can't wait to see Justin Herbert going out there and just making things happen. I think he's going to have a phenomenal season. I think he's got a shot to be able to run for the MVP this season, but we will see what develops. Now, it was an interesting thing that kind of threw into my timeline on Instagram. I saw this kind of crazy stat out here, a crazy idea of what's happening out there. This makes no sense to me, but at the same side, we've talked about this a little bit with Justin Herbert, or I should say specifically with Jim Harbaugh. He's done switches at quarterbacks, right? Basically, they're saying a few former players, for the Los Angeles Chargers, Jim Harbaugh said he could see a possibility of Kaepernick, Alex Smith switch kind of situation with Trey Lance to Justin Herbert. Unless Trey Lance all of a sudden becomes this dude, this first round pick, very high level pick. I think he might have been one of the first picks or second picks in that draft that he was drafted in, maybe third. I'm not sure. I don't remember the exact number. Unless all of a sudden he has this massive shift of some sort. I just don't see this happening, guys. But once again, crazier things have happened, right? You know, Jim Harbaugh did that when he was with the Niners. He switched from Alex Smith to Kaepernick. Obviously, they had a fantastic run with Kaepernick. Alex Smith, I think, is a very, very serviceable quarterback. But once again, a coach wants to find specific things that he likes from a guy. And, you know, if you do look at Trey Lance, he's got the ability to, with his feet, he's got the ability to throw the ball. Now, once again, it has not been pretty at all recently for Trey Lance. He definitely has not delivered as where he's been drafted at. But crazy things have happened. Do I think this happens? No. Once again, remember when Jim Harbaugh came here, he talked about Justin Herbert being the crown jewel, the guy that you gush over, the guy that does everything right, even to say down to, you know, Joe Ortiz to Greg Roman. It's nothing but high, you know, talk about who Justin Herbert is. Once again, Jim Harbaugh put him in the elite 9 that he's talked about. He is that guy that is that example to this team. He is one of those examples for this team, and he is an absolute rock star. I don't see this happening, but I think it's kind of a crazy idea as a rumor all around. But once again, I think really what it is it matters most to get those wins when you need to get those wins. And last year, Justin Herbert, that was his best winning record season that he's ever had as a quarterback. So 11-6 last season, that's great. You want to see more than that. Those stats that we talked a little bit about Justin Herbert, I don't really care about those stats. What I care about is the win stats all around. Now you got to find those wins in the critical times of the year. So once again, cannot have another one of those situations where you have a blunder in the playoffs. You have situations that you just need to go out there and make that game-winning drive. Justin Herbert has that all in him. I think it's just the right situation for him. Last season, that Houston game, I don't want to speak much on that. But once again, limited situation all around, wide receiver wise. I think we just had a lot of little blunders that just everybody had a bad game. I wouldn't put that game solely on Justin Herbert by any means. But once again, kind of a wild rumor all around. Kind of ridiculous to even talk about it, but we'll see. 2025 is going to matter, right? And I think that's where people's minds basically will shift if things kind of go in a weird direction again with Justin Herbert. Crazy if I'm even talking about it, guys, but I'd love to be able to hear from you guys in the comments below about that and your thoughts. Now, moving on, why Justin Herbert's going to flourish? Well, let's start where it matters most, the O-line. I mean, tip of the spear, right? That's what they always say right there. Jim Harbaugh talks about that. What do? We obviously last year, Joe Alt, fantastic right tackle, should be an all-pro this season. It only sounds like he's gotten better from that Houston game and making sure he's not going to make those mistakes again. Rashawn Slater, one of the best left tackles in the league, if not the best. You go out and get Mekhi Becton. You basically make that right side of that O-line just absolutely massive. And then the inside O-line is the one we're trying to figure out still as a team. You know, Bradley Bozeman could be the center or it could be Zion Johnson. I mean, in some of the later snaps of the OTAs, Zion Johnson was running as the first team center. Are they trying to push Zion Johnson there and they're going to put Bradley Bozeman to the left guard? I don't know. But I think the thing is, though, here, the key is to make Justin Herbert stand upright, make sure you got a run game to support him, and go out and get a Mekhi Becton that's going to be an absolute stud to this O-line. There's even people out there that even put the Chargers O-line as the second best O-line in the league, which would be unbelievable. I think that's extremely high for this O-line. But at the same side, that Mekhi Becton addition could just make all the difference for this team. So I'm excited to be able to see what this O-line could do and see what it could develop for this team. And make sure, once again, keep Justin Herbert upright, allow him to have time to throw the ball, and also be able to have a run game to support him. I think they're doing everything they can to make sure you get the best version of Justin Herbert. So I'm looking forward to it. Now, moving on, thinking further down the road, obviously we go out in free agency, go get Najee Harris. You go out there and draft Omarion Hampton. You even got Kamani Vidal right over there too, number 30. You got really good remarks from the camp about him too. There is a running back room here that is developing like crazy. Raheem Sanders is another guy that's been getting a lot of hype too. So once again, they go out there and get two extremely physical backs. Najee Harris, Omarion Hampton. You get Raheem Sanders, could be that another physical back if you need him too. The guy seems like an absolute beast. And Kamani Vidal, I always said I feel like he's more of like a Ray Rice kind of guy. Guy can catch the ball, good job at running the ball, very small, compact, thick body kind of guy. And the remarks have been phenomenal. So once again, getting as many weapons as you possibly can so there's no downfall of talent by any means. And I feel the Chargers have done a great job from top to bottom, very much on offense, to make sure Justin Herbert could go out there and cook. So I'm excited to be able to see number 8 and number 22 on the field because it's going to be awesome to watch. Awesome to watch all around. So can't wait. Add more weapons, right? Make the game easier. Make all phases work for Justin Herbert. Now, go to the draft. Obviously, we talked about Omarion Hampton. But then second round, you go out there and get Trey Harris. Last year, we really needed some wide receiver help. You ended up going to get Trey Harris in the second round, who sounds like a guy that's going to be able to be a great field stretcher for this team. A guy that's going to be another big body that could be added to this wide receiver group. Now you end up going out there and get Keandre Lambert-Smith, a guy who's a downfield threat, a guy that's got 4.3 type speed, a guy that could basically be that downfield threat once again. Think about 2020 Justin Herbert and the downfield threats that he had during that time. He was able to go bombs away during that season, and he had a phenomenal season. Obviously won Offensive Rookie of the Year that year too. Now, big remarks of Rondé Gadsden too. Once again, that's another guy added to the tight end group that could add a lot more weapon to this team. Then you go out there and add even, you got Tyler Conklin. Great remarks from Tyler Conklin in camp too. So bottom line, what we're saying is that they are just adding so many weapons around Justin Herbert to give him no excuses for performance at this point. And you got to think at this point, you got guys that you could grow in that you brought in from a rookie side of things. You got basically an O-line that looks like it could be an absolute one of the best in the league. You got basically weapons all around Justin Herbert. It's just about getting Justin Herbert to be in the right situation and show up at the right time. So what I'm basically saying in this whole video is I think Justin Herbert has more than enough to be able to show his best version of Justin Herbert. And I think we still have not seen that yet. I could even also add Mike Williams added to that whole wide receiver group with, Quentin Johnston, with Ladd McConkey, who sounds like is only going to be better this season too. And then you got basically the new guys, the KLS and Trey Harris is added to the team. Rondé Gadsden. Guys, there is more than enough weapons to get the best version of Justin Herbert this year. I do not expect a terrible year by him. I expect an absolute phenomenal season for him this year. I want to hear from you guys in the comments below about your thoughts about Justin Herbert. What version of Justin Herbert are we going to get? And also even some of the earlier slides. Hey, I know it might be a little bit of trolling too, guys, but once again, people talking about whole Trey Lance basically becoming the next quarterback and there being a switch there. I think that's ridiculous. But once again, I want to hear from you in the comments below about that too. So love to be able to hear from you guys. Once again, always appreciate the love and support. Like the video, subscribe to this channel. If you've not, can't wait to see Justin Herbert 2025. Can't wait, boys. Season's almost around, 1 month away basically till training camp. So let's go ahead and get the season rolling, guys. Once again, James from Bolt Bros. Let's go.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching Bolt Bros podcast. Let's go.
Charged up, Bolt Bros on the night. LA Thunder in electric delight. Bolts in the battle, sparking bright. Charged up, ride the lightning, feel the fright.